everybody, my name's Conor McGilligan. This is One Leeds. Welcome back to the latest video. This video, as always, is sponsored by Shop GNO, the Job Match Group, and Match Bingo. Let's get into it. First up, the Job Match Group. Whether you're looking for your next big gig or just browsing, the Job Match Group has niche job sites made just for you. F1, retail, security, and loads more. They're about matching the right person to the right job. Make sure you check them out if you're ready to level up your career. Then we've got Shop GNO, an exciting new e-commerce site where you can grab exclusive deals and discounts. Right now, One Leeds has an affiliate link just below where you can score a 25 quid membership for free, unlocking special rates and benefits. You can even list your own shop on there with way better rates than Amazon, eBay, and Vinted. They've got some Leeds bits and some general bits now and launching soon, plus some great prizes just for signing up. This is all powered by a massive Leeds United fan looking to make waves in the online shopping world. So check them out and support your local. And don't forget our mates at Match Bingo. They're smashing it with footy fun. You can get 5 bingo cards for the price of 4 through One Leeds, and you can even deposit just a £5 at a time to join the action. It's a big chance to win whilst having a blast with your fellow Leeds United friends. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Check the links in the description, and let's get on with the video. Sound check 1, 2. One Leeds back in the building. How we doing, everybody? Apologies for the earlier stream. Shout out to everybody in the building. My name is Conor McGilligan. The mic is switched up, people. Don't you worry. Hope this Matteo stuff isn't true. Morning, says Ken. Morning, everybody. Sorry about that. You come back, don't you? As Kirsch has just quite rightly said, you're checking everything. It's all a little bit unplugged. It's what's going on. You're doing the research for the video. It takes 2 hours. You're here, you're there, you're every flipping where. A lot has been going on in the last 4 days on the rumour mill. Hello to you. Hello to all. And thank you for the lovely comments, by the way, everybody. Do you know, I went away and I thought to myself, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do a couple of recordings, you know, in and around where I was. I thought to myself, I'll do a couple of recordings. Are they going to be interested? Expected maybe 2,000 or 3,000 of you to chime in. Just with 3 videos, we're over 40,000, I think 45,000 views on those. So thank you so much, everybody. You enjoyed the one the first day as well. I think that one's on real time, about 19k views. So shout out to all you guys for that one. I know you do like the walk-alongs and they will be coming back. So everybody, welcome back. Please hit a like on the video if you would. We're not going to be back with the rumour wrap, I don't think, during just this 6-day break, because obviously Leeds United are now out of the transfer window with everything that's going on with the World Club Cup Championship. So I might bring the rumour wrap back if necessary. But what we are going to be doing as well is going on the general channel, well, the more general bits, Conor McGilligan, and we are going to be speaking, of course, over there about generic transfers as well. I know there's a lot of you guys talking about a certain Mr. You-know-who at Sheffield United. We're probably going to cover that on the channel, the second channel, a little bit later on today, and what they're doing and why they're thinking like this and stuff like that. If you guys would like to see that, let me know in the comment section below, and you can head on over there as well. So, welcome back to all of you. There's loads of you in the building. Hello, get in sound work. Sorry about that, mate. Nice to hear you, Connor, from sunny Skeggy. Shout out to you, Michael. What's going on, buddy? More Jay's in the building as well. Enjoyed your breakaway. Looked a beautiful place to visit. Loft's in the building now, mate. Eddie's here as well. Morning, Connor. Did you enjoy Florence? I did indeed, mate. And do you know what? Just on preface, my girlfriend's turning 30. So you know what I've had to do? Credit card out, lads. Bang. Do you know what I mean? Credit card out. Gonna have to pay it back. So I'm having to take her away. I'd like to go away. Oh, can we go away? I took you away to Hamburg. Oh, no. Can we just go to maybe a spa? A spa? No, it's not. I'd like to go away. Oh. So that's coming up in 2 weeks as well. It's like buses, everybody. It all comes up at once. So everything will be okay. Everything will be fine. I'm a bit weird with this sort of stuff. I don't like leaving my setup. So I'm having to do that. I'll be itching when I'm away, but it's fine. We'll have everything covered. But that is 2 weeks away now. We'll be in Porto. So there we go. Yeah. So there we go. I would rather be here with you guys, of course. Let's get into into the news. Please check on Jim Bob. Has he? What's going on with him? What's going on? Is some? Oh yeah. Oh, you mean with the Wilder situation? Yeah, I'm sure he's fine. It's good content for him, to be fair. Okay, let's get in on the latest rumors. Anyway, everybody. So I wanted to talk about Matteo Joseph. Obviously, scored a couple of goals, didn't he, during the international break, or the last couple of days, if that's what we want to call it now, the international break. scored a couple of goals and looked really good. Watch the extended highlights for the Spanish under-21s. I believe that I'm just going to, I think a lot of you guys are just, there's been a recent tweet by Graham Smith, whatever. Leeds United position on Mateo Joseph after yet another Spain under-21 goal as January suitors eye a second attempt. And I think what Graham's saying here is that he's not for sale, which is interesting. We're going to get into the context of that, everybody. So he has said that despite a frustrating 24-25 championship campaign, Leeds continue to regard the 21-year-old players as a player of significant potential. And the YEP understands he's currently not up for sale. Leeds' position is that it would take what they would regard as a really good offer. Okay, well, that's not really quashing anything for me. That's not really saying that. For me, that's not really saying that, you know, it's over and sorted. Shout out Jay's in the building as well. Yeah, that's not sorting it for me. That's effectively just saying Leeds would like to not sell him, but on the negotiation table, we can, you know, if an offer's there for Mateo Joseph that we deem to be of value, then we will have a discussion about it. That's not saying for me that the offer's off the table, that the deal's off the table. Now, the reason I've got 6.75 million here, everybody, is because according to Mundo Deportivo over the weekend, Leeds were in discussions with Real Betis over the signing of Mateo Joseph. And very, very recently, according to Dario Sevilla, they've reported that Leeds are in conversation with Real Betis right now. And there is a murmur of the fee being 6.75 million quid and a 20% sell-on clause. And that is the discussion between Leeds United and Real Betis. Now, the interesting side of this is Leeds apparently rejected 10 million quid, and they were very, very strong rumours. I think the Athletic covered it as well. 10 million quid in January. So I get the sell-on clause, but why would you go down to 6.75 million quid? Obviously, increase the sell-on clause. I presume there would have been a sell-on clause anyway with Leeds United and Matteo in January. The conversation from Mundo Deportivo was then maybe a little bit loose as well, because the discourse was back then that the reason Leeds didn't let Mateo Joseph go was because they didn't have a replacement set up for him so late in the window. So obviously, with so much left in the window now, it opens a massive conversation. The discourse, debate, discussion, everybody, get it in the comment section below. I want to hear your thoughts. I'll be honest with you guys. I peddle the Joseph stuff quite a bit. I do peddle the Joseph stuff quite a bit. I do it as well for humorous effect. The Mateo Joseph fan channel. You know, the One Ramazani fan channel. I do this quite a bit just for effect, to just play on it a little bit. But if you want me to be really serious right now, without a grin on my face, I think this year he's been mismanaged. That's my personal opinion on it. You know, football's subjective. You can have your opinions on stuff. It seems like in the space, people don't like you having opinions if it doesn't align with theirs. But in this space, in the one lead space, we're all welcome to have it. I think there is a strange rhetoric from a big portion of our fan base when it comes to Mateo Joseph. 8 starts at the beginning of the season, 4 goals and assists. For a young lad who's having his breakout season with us, I don't see it as a problem. I think there is a lot of things to like about Mateo Joseph when it comes to his aggression, his physicality. He's got excellent movement. And obviously, it's 8 goals in 11 for the Spanish under-21s. We've had people in the media over there saying they see him as Spain's number 9 in the next 5-6 years. So, but then you look at the other side of it, right? And we provide balance. Good for PSR. It's going to go against the sheet for Leeds, and we're going to look very, very healthy off the back of it. So I understand it. I do understand it. I understand us letting go of him. I understand it, you know, going, as I say, going really nicely against PSR. I just don't know how Leeds are going to do this. I don't know what we're going to do. So I've mentioned several times on these streams about football not being linear. I think Nonto will be decent for us in the Premier League if he sticks around. I think Ramazani's got an impact to make. And the big example that we can make of this is Bamford, right? Years ago, under Bielsa, he's got 16 goals in the Championship, went up to the Premier League, scored 17 goals, was outstanding, got an England cap. It just proves that football's not linear. It is not linear. We've said this on the channel for months now, 6-7 months. It is not linear. Just because you don't perform at the Championship doesn't mean that it won't happen for you if you have attributes that simultaneously can elevate to the Premier League. Now, I keep talking about physicality. I keep talking about athleticism. I keep talking about movement. I think Joseph's got a lot of these. Is he the end product? No way. No way. Does his finishing need to improve? Yeah, I think so. But he was part of a bomb squad very, very early on, and he's a young player. Now, I don't think that's amazing management, but people will say, Connor, there's a golden boot winner there. That's fine. I think there's parts of Joseph's game that Peru can't do. And at this moment in time, I think when we look back at the season, I think when Peru was struggling a little bit, Leeds stood by him. Okay. Leeds, in my opinion, stood by him, continued to play him. I think when you look at Joseph, really at the first sign of trouble, he was dropped at Sunderland, obviously. Wasn't absolutely fluid when it came to the goal scoring. We all know that. But was dropped at Sunderland and then it was effectively done for him. Effectively done. It was game over. So it's like, I don't think it should have been like that. I think there should have been a little bit more. I think you've seen a little bit more as well. And I think you've seen a development from him physically. Do I understand him going out on a loan? Yeah, I understand him going out on a loan. I just don't want us to see Matteo go out there and if we sell him, don't get me wrong, we get a decent sell-on clause for him, but I just kind of like send him on loan, like we see with a lot of Premier League clubs. Send one of your best projects out on loan, see him do well, and then come back a year later, and you could be in a really good spot with him. That's kind of how I'd prefer to do it. I mean, when you're looking at PSR, you've got the likes of Gruev, you've got Meslier, you've got Verba, you've got Harrison. We've got a lot that can go against the books. I understand Joseph is coming from a side of which Leeds could get a lot of profit from him. But I don't think the report from Graham Smith makes me think that Leeds wouldn't do a deal for him. I just worry that we just do the one striker and leave it as it is. And I've said multiple times on here before that I do like the look of Peru maybe coming on at points, by the way, I should say, and helping matters. What I just don't want to do is get to a stage where we're looking at what we've looked at in the Premier League before, where we're seeing the same tendencies from Leeds United, where maybe it's not working with Peru at the top level, which it never has been proven before with Peru at nearly 24, 25. And then you go in with the backup plan, and we all know who the backup plan is, and he's not going to be going anywhere. So that's kind of just how I hope it isn't. I think Leeds, if they are going to get rid of Joseph, they 100% need to go out, I think, and get another addition and have 3 on the books and then figure out Bamford. But I don't want us to be in a scenario again in 2025 where at any stage this season we're relying on Patrick Bamford. That's kind of where I'm at with it. But I've never agreed with, and for me, it's not dismissive, but I see it as nonsensical when there's a large portion of our fan base who just have an agenda against him, just don't, for whatever reason, want him to do well. And I don't understand that. I've never understood that. So that's why I've championed him a little bit, like I championed Rutter when he came. And it's not this halo above my head. Of course, it's not, because you guys know there's been players of which I don't think have been good enough for this club. And I've been more than happy to be like, they need to get out. You know, Jack Harrison being one of them. But I just think there's a strategy here that Leeds need to get right. Leeds have to get it right with Joseph. And I just think a sale to a club who have a space for a number 9, who were playing in a European final this season, and Matteo Joseph could be starting for them next year throughout the La Liga period. It's a little bit like, well, why is he nowhere near good enough for Leeds' squad? You know, why is he nowhere near good enough? And that's in terms of guys managing the squad. You know, he can go this season, but let's bring him back, you know, on loan. That's kind of how I look at it, to be honest with you. Let's see what you guys are saying anyway. It's an interesting conversation point. I've been sitting, you know what I think about. You obviously know I think about what I'm talking about with Joseph quite a bit. But I just think, you know, I kind of play it off as a little bit of banter, all this sort of stuff. But I have to say, a lot of my components when I come on this channel and what I say and deliver to you guys is football's not linear. I think we've got to take that into consideration. And I also think that these attributes that I keep talking about, one of my mates said it to me the other day, saying, what do you want from a player? I mentioned about 3 or 4 different attributes. And he went, well, that's Joseph, isn't it? And I was like, yeah, and it's going to develop even more next season, you hope, with a little bit of refinement when it comes to his finishing. Connor, have you done a well-being check on Jim Bob? That Leeds shirt is very, very, is very absorbent. Yeah, I thought Wilder was the best thing since sliced bread. So it's bizarre. I was just about to get sacked from Sheffield United, didn't I? Matty says, I wouldn't want him permanently gone, as I think there's a player in there. Get him out on loan for a season or 2. we must have a buyback clause. I agree, man. I agree, definitely. Can't see Joseph reaching the heights of Harry Gray. Okay, fair enough. Joseph doesn't get the service or time to develop. The system isn't built for him. He needs a decent midfield. I think the thing is, what we're not going to, the thing is, the manager won't play him. Okay, the manager won't play him. He's not played him this season. Joseph came out, and I'm not going to get into his quotes, but he came out, spoke about it over the weekend, and the manager's not going to play him. So if he's not going to play him, there's no point in him sticking around. So what's the point in Leeds keeping him right now? So send him out on loan and let's see what we get. Let's see what we get with him maybe next season. 6.75 is a robbery. No more robbery from Betis, not less than 15. Joseph can be a top striker. Jay says, again, I like Matteo, but if a good bid comes in with future incentives, then we have to look at it. It's good for PSR, and we buy another striker, he drops the third or fourth choice. Yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, once again, it depends on the bid. When I hear 6.75 million quid, that's kind of why I'm making this video, to be honest, Jay, or this section when it comes to it. 6.75 million quid and a 20% sell on. I get the 20% sell on, that's a good chunk, but 6.75 million right now, it's decent against the books, but you feel you could do a lot more. You could feel you could do a lot more with him regarding that. Aaron says, I wouldn't sell Joseph. He'll come good. Loan him for a start. Donny says, I don't think he's lit up the first team level, and 10 million is a lot for someone who's not done it, in my opinion. He has potential for sure, but we need people who can score goals to keep us up. There is a massive potential there in Joseph. Look at last year's friendlies and last season's glimpses. Still super young. Ideally, a loan will be best for both. Have an optional clause as a buyback. Henry says, do you think Farke should have put him in the first team and under 21s for him to get him minutes in these legs? I just think that you saw in preseason, and the rhetoric back is, oh, you just love Joseph. That's all I ever get with it. It's, oh, you just love him. It's like, no, it's not. You just kind of look at a young player right there. You see a lot of the attributes. You see his age, and you think, why are Betis coming in for him? European finalists, why are they coming in for him? They've had a fantastic season. And 100% the same could be said for Firpo. Of course it could. But I do think that the position of a striker is so important in any team. They wouldn't be putting the hat on someone like him if they didn't see potential. This will be the second time, third time probably they've come in for him. There's a reason behind that, you know? So yeah, I think there's something there. I know it's very, very debatable. I understand that. But he's not going to start. Will that potential ever be hit if he's not starting? No. So you need to get rid of him in some capacity. I guess a little bit frustrated with how it's gone for him, but it looks like, regardless of what Graham said, I think there'll be some negotiation and some agreement in there for me. We signed any more Welsh Warriors. I hope you were well, Connor. Shout out to you, Bowden. How's it going this morning, mate? Yeah, and Sammy says definitely feel he's long term worth more than 7 million now. Loan can go somewhere else. That's it. You know, if he does something, you know, a little bit better next season in terms of development, then where could we be? Okay, Reinildo Mandava. Now, this is an interesting one. This is an interesting one when it comes to Leeds United's left back, the Madagascan. Fantastic. The Madagascan left back is available for free this summer from Atletico Madrid, who've decided not to renew his contract. Apparently, Leeds United are in talks with his representatives. So keep an eye on that one. But yeah, guys, he's had 25 appearances this season, but 10 clean sheets, and minutes played 1,300 quid. 1,300 minutes. It's quid. I'm talking about rumors so much. I'm fluctuating when it comes to actual performance and money. So yeah, let us know. I mean, left back's going to be so interesting now when it comes to Junior, because it looks like he's on the verge now of agreeing with Real Betis. Reports from Mundo Deportivo this morning are suggesting that he will be going there on a free. It's getting very, very close anyway. And as you can see on the thumbnail, we can see as well that Alex Moreno, there was conversations about him potentially coming to Leeds United. That effectively looks like it's been done. Why? Because Betis are after Alex Moreno as well. Apparently, he's the priority as well, according to Betis sources this morning. Moreno's the priority, but they want Firpo as well on a free. So they want those two left back positions. They want it signed, sealed, and delivered. But Alex Moreno is part of that as well. So interesting when it comes to that standpoint as well. Just having a quick look at the video as well, guys. doing on there? We have over 600 of you watching this morning. Thank you so much. I didn't expect that many when it's the first day back, but we've got 202 likes. Can we rack that up, everybody? Really appreciate it. And we're going to be back every single weekday with the Room Mill, as well as bits at the weekend. I like Moreno over Ronaldo. He's a very good defender at interceptions. Hope we get that done. Morning, Connor. Surely the time has come for Solomon to let us know if it's Spurs. Sawyer says, loan Joseph. I don't think we do a complete sale unless it's 10 plus million. If he proves himself elsewhere, maybe in La Liga, we can bring him back. Agree, mate. Agree. Really, really like this one. Yes. So I think it's an interesting one when it comes to Moreno. Leeds were interested. Apparently, there's several other clubs interested in Moreno as well. So keep an eye on that one, everybody. Keep an eye on that one. We will get into Solomon just a little bit. Just you guys remind me. Okay, Petrovic. This is an interesting one. So as of the last few hours, he has been left out of Chelsea's World Club Cup Championship squad, not included in their squad. This is so interesting because performance-wise, he's been outstanding. He's been absolutely outstanding this season for Strasbourg. Now, Chelsea's stance on it is they want to give him back to Strasbourg. Obviously, they're part of the same group as Leeds are with Rangers. Chelsea want to send him back there on loan. Petrovic, apparently behind the scenes, is saying that he doesn't want to go back to Strasbourg. He wants to go to a bigger club and ideally be in the Premier League. Now, a stat that I found absolutely staggering. Absolutely staggering. Since 2019, Georgic Petrovic has prevented 23 goals. His save percentage is outrageous as well. And he's actually, Chelsea interested as well in Mike Maignan right now. He's the only Chelsea goalkeeper on the books at this moment in time who has outperformed him across effectively every metric when it comes to a goalkeeper. So the price is said to be around about 16 million quid. Obviously, we know that Leeds United are willing to spend 30 million quid on a goalkeeper. Does that mean a goalkeeper and then another goalkeeper, a first and second? That would be preferential, of course, because I think Darlow should be in third position, and then you should hopefully see Illan Mele be moved on, PSR reason, and just generally. I think this is really nice. I think this would be a really nice addition for Leeds. I think it ticks a lot of boxes. He's been a big performer now for a few years, and it's also looking, with his age, kind of perfect as well. I'm a big fan of this one. I've mentioned Findama. We've obviously spoke about Soria before. We've mentioned several goalkeepers on here, and we're going to mention another one in this stream as well. But I think Petrovic tops the bill for me. Really does top the bill. Or maybe second, third. But you do look at his availability. Look at that age. Good age, Soccer AM. And you think to yourself, that'd be a decent one. A really decent addition for Leeds. And it looks like all the stars could be aligning as well if Leeds wanted to get that one done. Morning, Dave. LUFC Bear says, morning, Connor, keeping me from falling asleep at college at this moment in time. Good lad, Bailey. Keep studying, lad. Are there Mozambique whites? There will be, mate. There are whites everywhere. Morning, mate. Rather go for a younger profile for that left back position. Same with the goalkeeper. Two positions, if we get right, will be starters for many years. Is that with Petrovic, mate? Would you like Petrovic to be a bit younger there? Donny says Petrovic, Reinildo, Diarra, Bijol, Longstaff. The links that gives a chance for sure. I agree with you, mate. Petrovic wanted to be left out of the squad before, so he could leave, says Steve. Reality is, says Aragon, we need to survive and stabilise in the Premier League. So Longstaff, Marita, Reinildo, I should say, will be solid sign-ins. Then we can build 100%. 16 million. I think you had Lewis there if he said shake my hand or shake my head. Aaron says, Petrovic, 29 games last season. Diarra, 31 games with Strasbourg. Diarra was captain. Bring them both. Okay, let's get on to the next one. Interesting though, with your guys' thoughts there. Now, the best goalkeeper in the world, better than any goalkeeper we've seen before, better than Casillas, Buffon, Canizares, Cech, Seaman, Nigel Martin, better than all of them. It's Michael Cooper. They'll only accept 30 million plus I was hearing from some Sheffield United fans. 30 million plus. Absolutely no way. Now, reports are suggesting this morning that apparently Leeds United, Everton, and Wolverhampton Wanderers are potentially exercising the strategy of going for Sheffield United's Michael Cooper. Once again, same age as Petrovic, 46 appearances. Yeah. Don't know. I like Cooper. Thought he tailed off a little bit towards the end of the season. I'll be honest with you. Couple of games that I watched with Sheffield United, especially in that playoff final, where I thought Watson's goal was good finish, but I thought he should have got down quicker. I like Cooper. I do think Trafford's a better goalkeeper than him, but obviously Trafford's going to be going to Newcastle. Looks like that's pretty much signed, sealed, and delivered. Don't mind him, Cooper. I think he's a good goalkeeper. Can he transition into the Premier League? I think so. I think there's a lot of hype around him. I think there's a lot of good goalkeepers out there as well. And kind of when we look at Petrovic, in comparison to Cooper, you know, very similar in terms of age. I think the exact same, actually, 25. Petrovic has been outstanding. Big, big hype around him at this moment in time. And I think probably you might be looking at Sheffield United asking for a similar fee, 15, 16 mil. I don't think the market value might be 8 million quid. I don't think he'll go for 8 million quid. But he's been good. He's been impressive. He has been impressive this season, Cooper. But it is interesting when it comes to Sheffield United. It is interesting with their new ownership. How are they going to deal with this window? Nobody has any idea. It's quite interesting to look at that. Obviously, them bringing in Cannon in January for 10 million quid. I don't think anybody expected that. I think they brought in a Nigerian winger. They've got an AI approach now, which identifies specific players that can come into Sheffield United and prosper. Obviously, we've seen that really fail with Barnsley. We've seen it work with the likes of Brentford, but I'm not sure how AI they were going down with it. I think it was a little bit more betting when it came to the recruitment and identifying specific players. It's going to be interesting to see how Sheffield United go with this. Will it work? Will it not? But would they think we're going to cash in on Cooper and then go down a little bit with this AI route, and start to really plow the Cooper money into maybe 6 or 7 players? Are they going to get big money offers for Vinny Souza? Maybe, but we know this market. Maybe not. Hamer, it's gone very quiet recently. There's a long while left in the window. Anel, not seen that much on him. Would he go for a massive fee anyway? Sheffield United's second season in the Championship. We know the financial picture around them will be maybe a little bit different to ours, but very, very similar building when it comes to the squad. Obviously, the first season we struggled with the amount of players that went out. Sheffield United did too. We lost in the playoff final. They lost in the playoff final. While they said afterwards that there'll need to be sales for some of our better players. Farker effectively said the same thing. So they'll be in a very similar situation to us. The parachute payments will reduce the second season. So maybe they'll have to sell Cooper. Maybe they'll be in a situation where they will have to. Now, Sheffield United fans were saying to me on Twitter, the barometer of sense, that we got 30 million quid for Ramsdale. We'll easily get 30 million for Cooper. It's a completely different environment. We know how inflated the costs were when Ramsdale went. Obviously, in the COVID period, everything was inflated. Arsenal came in, got that fee. He'd had 2 seasons in the Premier League at that point. He was effectively in the England squad. It's a completely different situation. Completely different situation to Michael Cooper right now, who has been decent, but he's had 1 season in the Championship. There's no way they're going to get that fee for him. I don't care if he's got 3 years left on his contract. So, and obviously now with his contract, 3 years left, they'll be able to get some really good money for him. But I don't know if it's at the rate which they think it'll be. So, guys, what would you do? What would you do? Would you bring in someone like Michael Cooper for a decent fee if it's sort of 8 to? I reckon the bracket, to be honest, the market value is 8 million. So we'll start with 8 as a starting point. But I think it's probably going to be in and around 15 million quid. But there's no way for me they're getting 30 million quid for him. I would be shocked. I really would be. And I think there's been 3 goalkeepers who have been over that price tag. Obviously, Liverpool's new keeper, Onana, I think of Raya. And they're the only goalkeepers, I think, in world football who've been over 30 million quid. So that just tells you, really. Do not want Michael Cooper, Kelleher, and Kepper fees have really lowered the market this year. Don't forget as well, Donny, you look at Flecken as well, who's gone to Bayer Leverkusen for 11 million quid. Crazy. Sheffield fans thinks, yeah. I do think it's a little bit inflated with Sheffield United fans with some of the fees that they think they should be getting for some of these players. But it's Football Manager, innit? We were doing it as well last season. Morning, Connor. How you doing? Love these streams are working. Cheers, Bassett. Really appreciate that, my friend. Hi, Connor. Will you be doing a fixture stream on Wednesday? I will be doing, mate. Yeah, I will be doing a fixture stream on Wednesday. Thank you so much for asking, buddy. You're doing my job there. I should have told you that a little bit earlier on. Guys, before I just get into the video as well, as you know, it helps me pay the bills, but we are sponsored as well, as you can see in the corner there, by Shop G&O. Massive Leeds fans, e-commerce site. You can sign up via the One Leeds link and get a 25 quid membership free. We're going to be doing monthly prizes as well. Those memberships will get you discounts, rewards, etc. Get involved, everybody. If you want to list your shop on there, I am in the process right now of designing some merch and listing my own shop on there. The rates are cheaper than Amazon, Vinted, and eBay. Get involved. Also, the Job Match Group, those lads sponsor the channel as well. Leeds fans, again, we try promote Leeds fans sponsoring the channel because I think it really helps the local community. One Leeds was about being one city, one community as well. You have to be born in Leeds. You're part of the community by being part of One Leeds. And these lads are the exact same. Job Match Group tailor specific job sites to your needs. They've got an F1 job match group. They've got a retail job match group. They've got security job match group. And there's loads of listings, or there's growing listings on there right now. There's a couple, I think, that have gone on this morning. So have a look over there as well. Okay, let's get on to a couple of the next rumors going around the mill this morning, everybody. Habib Diarra. Now, we've not really spoke about Habib that much on the channel because we've been away, obviously, but it looks like, and I think Oren's just mentioned it in the chat, that they're looking to replace him at this moment in time. Now, that's interesting. They're looking to replace him in terms of Strasbourg. They've got somebody lined up. Oh. Oh, guys. Guys, we might have to pivot. We might have to pivot. And I'm going to do this live. In fact, we'll do it after Habib Diarra. It's about Ilan Mele. If you know, you know. Right, Habib Diarra, 25 million quid, scored against England. Thought he was superb in that game. Do you know what irritated me about this game? Why does nobody think African teams can play football? For years, they punched at the top level. For years, last couple of, well, I'd say 3 or 4 years anyway, we look at profiles of African footballers and you look at them athletic, physical, very strong in that midfield in particular. Habib Diarra, Kamara the other night. Oh, wow, they were brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Fully deserved it. And you know, African teams are really getting up to that top table now, aren't they? In terms of you know, performing and being, you know, Premier League's recruitment scale, really, when you look at where they're scouting and stuff like that. But he was excellent, the Senegalese midfielder, the other day. And obviously really hurt England in that midfield. You know, I don't think he struggled against Declan Rice whatsoever. I think it was just very comparative. And I think this guy's ceiling is extremely high. I don't think we're going to get him. Obviously, Baron Cross has reported that Leeds are put a bid in effectively, tested the waters. I think he's in the, you know, people have said that Leeds have inquired, but across the water, they're saying that Leeds have actually put a bid in for him. But there's obviously with Strasbourg, Chelsea are apparently keeping an eye on him. According to some reports this morning, Brighton are interested. Villa are apparently looking at him as well. But obviously they're PSR stricken this window, so I don't think they're going to be able to do that. But he'd be a wonderful signing. A really wonderful signing. And when you're just watching him the other night, just he glides on the ball, doesn't he? And he's strong. Really strong. I loved his energy up and down the pitch. Really good player. Liked him a lot. Liked what I saw the other night a hell of a lot. But yeah, I think it's quite unrealistic, to be honest with you. Rune says, give Strasbourg, Meslier by Petrovic, signal intent, 100%. Yeah. Diarra was excellent against England. Would be a good shout for us, I reckon. It's just AFCON issue that makes you doubt. Yeah, I'm just not 100% sure. I'm just not 100% sure this works. Looked physically equipped against England. ACB, love you, mate. Love you. Missed you too. Hell yes with Diarra. Hell yes. Connor, do you think we could get Petrovic, I do, Lee. Yeah, I really do, mate. I don't see why there should be a problem there. Leeds are effectively looking at apparently paying a certain amount for a goalkeeper. I don't see why that wouldn't be someone who Leeds United would look at. Okay, so I'm going to add this. We're going on for a while this morning. It's been a minute, guys. So I'm going to add this on. So I'm not sure about the valuation here, but we're going to have to speak about it because it's just been reported now, and I think a lot of you guys would find this one interesting. So we are going to pivot just a second, and you'll see some of the rumors, but we are going to just touch on this guy. Okay. Mekteb Igala, who doesn't follows someone. Looks like he writes for a publication, I believe. But he said, and apparently he gets a few things right. I've just been linked this by a mate of mine. Galatasaray have made an official offer to Leeds United for Illan Meslier. Meslier wants to play for Galatasaray and asked his club for convenience over the transfer. So, yeah, I mean, I don't. I'm like, just get rid of him anyway. I'm very much on that level anyway. If we can cripple them by them taking Meslier, that makes me happier as well. If they're giving us big money, I just know this is good. This is going to absolutely hit the fan. But if they're giving us big money, guys, this is kind of how I see it. You know, if they're giving us money for Illan Meslier, we're all aware of Illan Meslier's deficiencies, right? If he's playing over there, the Turkish league, he might look like a world beater, but he's never ever going to work at this level. There's an argument he couldn't work at championship level, which we've compared to the Belgian league before in terms of caliber. If you weaken them, there's a lot of things where we're looking at him here and just going, we'll take your money, we'll weaken your goalkeeping stance, and we might affect you overall. We've hit your pocket when it's come to financially. And then we've got our goalkeeper, who is now your goalkeeper, who's been effectively terrible now for 2 or 3 years. So, sort of thing. That's kind of how I look at it, to be honest with you. But I also understand that people are very much on the stance of do not do anything with that club. And I get that. I would find it quite funny if we then weaken them and they give us a massive portion of money. So I understand it's a sensitive topic whenever you speak about this club, but yes, that is a rumor. That is kind of just why I paused a little bit there, because I was a little bit like, didn't expect that. But apparently if they really want him and they're willing to give us it, like, let's drive that price up, obviously, a little bit of tax for an inflation for everything. And yeah, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. But let us know what you guys actually think on that. But yeah, interesting. So once again, just reading it out again. Once again, take it with a pinch of salt. But Mekteb Gala says they made an official offer to Leeds United for Illan Meslier. Meslier wants to play for them and has asked his club for convenience over the transfer. There you go. If we do business, let's link in Gabi Sarr 100%, mate. Yeah, get Gabi Sarr coming one way, Meslier going the other, and we'll take some money as well. Send him in his back in 50 million quid. Don't know who's saying, all right, just charge him extra. Yeah, sell him to them, let him cripple. That's kind of how I think. Like, I'm a little bit like it with it, to be honest with you. I'm a little bit like, weaken them, give us loads of money, help us effectively in the Premier League, because we can then invest that money again, probably get a new goalkeeper who's better than him. And yeah, that's kind of how I look at it, to be honest with you. And yeah, they can have that, and I'm sure they'll be trying to get him out at this point next season. But then again, that league might suit him. Who knows? Let's wrap those likes up, everybody. We've got around about 780 of you here this morning. Shout out to all of you in the building. We've done Joseph, we've done Mandava. Who are we up to next? Let's have a look. Okay, Stroikens, the Belgian. Okay, Leeds linked with Mario Stroikens, Belgian midfielder. 100 senior caps, only 20 years of age, 10, can play centrally and on the wing. Apparently, he's known for his technical skill, his dribbling, his passing, and his progressive play as well. His contract is till 2026. And the interesting thing as well, when you have a little bit of a look around, he's got the same agency as Willy Gnonto and Dan James. 20 years old, and reports over the weekend have suggested that he is in talks with Leeds United. And the market value is at 10 million quid. Let's have a quick look at his performing data overall when it comes to Mario Strukens. Let's have a quick look at him just so you guys can get an overall picture. This is him in the Europa League. So scored a goal, got an assist, 9 appearances, goals per 90, 0.14, minutes per goal, 610, minutes played, 610, accurate passes. So I can't profess to know that much about him, everybody, but his numbers look pretty decent. And yeah, apparently he's in conversations with Leeds. So keep an eye on that one. Now, someone who we didn't speak about, or we kind of briefly spoke about, and he got me very, very excited. I don't think we'll be able to get this done. There's a part of me that just doesn't believe we'll get this done. And guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. It's kind of gone quiet, and apparently Leeds are looking at several transfers when it comes to the striking position, but we've not really had a chat about it. Oh my God. This would be such a good signing. This would be such a good signing. He was a number 10, mate, or he's a number 10. Could play out wide as well. I think this guy would be such a good signing for Leeds. Now, there is rumours at this moment in time, and let's have a quick look on what their valuation of him is at this moment in time. Okay, so it's 50 million quid. Apparently, the club is keen to retain him and offer him a new and improved contract. Oh, it's so frustrating, isn't it? He's only 24 years of age. It's been an unbelievable signing. I think Muniz is exactly what we're looking for. A little bit more mobile than likes of Beto, Promise David, physical, proven in the Premier League. I like him a lot. I just don't. I think Leeds are going to really have to dip our hands in our pocket for this one and spend over the odds. I say 24 years old, one for the future. Yeah, it's frustrating because there was a point of which you kind of looked at it and you thought, well, hold on, this could work. This could work. Jimenez not getting as many minutes as he wants, and theoretically, that it would work, wouldn't it? Not getting as many minutes as he wants. Muniz, okay, well let's have a look. Let's have a look. But it feels like he's the next in line, isn't he? The next project, and 50 million quid's probably worth it. There's probably going to be a stage in his career once again where we're talking about him like we spoke about Gvardiol and Rodrigo de Paul. Probably how we're going to talk about Diarra, as if Muniz is then going to go to that next level. He's not going to be at Fulham, I don't think. I don't think he's going to spend I don't think that's his level. I think he can go a lot higher than that. So 50 million quid though. Can I just say though? Are we all happy? I'm actually, you know, the rumors who we've been linked with. This is where it gets me like really enthused. Like when I'm looking at Bijol, when I'm looking at Muniz, when I'm looking at Diarra, when I'm looking at Petrovic, when I'm looking at, we're going to get onto our boy in a second as well, who I think is probably going to be Leeds' first signing in terms of centre back. And I'm seeing these links. I'm really encouraged. I'm really encouraged. And I'm just thinking to myself that when it does open and that first signing cut, that's gonna hit like crack. Of which I've never done, by the way. Which I've never done. But but that first sign is gonna hit hard, isn't it? We're gonna be very excited. So but everyone we've been linked with, I've been really happy with a lot of them. I'm looking at them thinking, yes, yes, yes. And it's so great being back in the Premier League. So we have these links and we will get someone through the door, of course. That is going to happen. We're very aware of that. But that first one, I think it's going to be a good one. Then the second one, I'm hoping is going to be a good one as well. But it seems like the ones that we're linked with, like Rodrigo Muniz, and apparently he was only one that Leeds are looking at right now in the number 9 position. But that is a really quality link. And we're obviously going to have to get them through the door. But in terms of scouting, we're not talking about like, I don't want to be disrespectful here, but I think there's probably maybe the other two clubs potentially, maybe not Sunderland, but definitely Burnley, I think, are going to be looking at a certain player. And they may be looking at cream of the crop of the Championship. We know CJ Egan Riley's moving on. He's going to Strasbourg. Would they then look at someone like Anel? Ahmed Hodzic, would they look at him at Sheffield United? You know, would they be looking at him? And that's kind of, if Sheffield United had come up, I think that would have been their recruitment strategy as well. You know, take the best players from the Championship. I kind of like how Leeds have been selective with this, but we have a real, it feels like, and we saw this in the Championship, an elite scouting network, it feels. So I'm very, very, very encouraged by it, I have to say. And it's given me vibes of, yeah, we can do this. We can do this. If these linked players, even if like 70% of them, 65, 70% of them who we're linked with come through the door, like some of the names that I've seen, I'm thinking, yes, you know, Petrovic, Jaka Bijol, argument's sake, Diarra, Muniz. I mean, that is mad. That gives you such a chance, or at least similar profiles to that, similar styles. So Pejao as well, him coming in. And I'm not saying this will happen, but I'm saying at least the link segment is massive encouragement. Massive encouragement. 35 million tops. Imagine Sarah as well, mate. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Let's hurt them even more, eh? Marquee signings, shout down under service crew. What's going on, mate? Rumors are fun. Need to see signings. Just want to see someone through the door. All these links are getting me going. There's a clip. I agree with you, Matty. I think you bang on there, pal. Morning, Connor. Feel like Leeds have a great chance of staying up, especially with Frank going to Spurs. Links feel like proper signings, unlike what we've got under the last ownership, 100%. What did Fulham pay for Muniz? Bijol followed the 49ers on social media last week. Vice captain Udinese with links to vice captain Udinese and with links to Diarra Strasbourg club. Yeah, 100%, mate. Yeah, Rune, that's the one who I don't want to look about, mate. That's what I don't want to look about. Kershaw, I think this is a really good comment, mate, and we're going to get into Jaka in just a little bit, so stick around. Guys, let's wrap those likes up. Come on, let's wrap those likes up. And as well, subscribe to the second channel, Conor McGilligan, if you want to see general channel bits as well that we're going to be doing over there when it comes to transfer links. So I think that's going to be quite exciting for you guys as well. I know you love the transfer stuff. We won't get Pejao. I know we probably won't, mate. But it's that type of play that we're looking at. That's what I'd encourage you to look at. You're looking at Muniz, you're looking at Pejao. Okay, might not get them, but Leeds will get players like that. And this is why I kind of look at. I'll be honest. When you link with like Pejao, a players like that, would you want Solomon back? It just feels a little bit underwhelming with some of the names that have been bandied round for Leeds United, and that's not me being disrespectful. It's not. And it's not me dismissing what he did for Leeds last season. I think I'm just looking at some of the names that we've been banded around with, and I think the 49ers have been deadly serious here when it comes to recruitment, and they're doing the right thing. If we, as I say, if we can bring, let's say if we've been linked with 10 of these players, and 5 or 6 come through the door, you're looking and going, yeah, that's like a level up. So that's kind of why I'm not being disparaging towards Manor Solomon and undervaluing what he do. I just do look at it and think maybe there's a way of going about it here when it comes to real quality, proven top league quality. That's where I'm at. Proven top league quality, top 5 league quality. Boy in the bandana, top man. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you so much for your donation. All the donations go to run the channel. Thank you so much, man. I hope you're all seeing improvements as well. I'm really trying to improve the channel now, outlaying cash per month for you guys to hopefully get a better interactive experience, and that is improving every single week. So I really hope that you're enjoying that. So thank you so much, Boy in the bandana. Always a big supporter of the channel. Listen to this with my morning brew. Keep up the good work. Top man, pal. Top man. Connor Chris Wilder has gone from Sheffield. Yeah, there you go, mate. There you go. Okay. Now, let's move on to our other man as well, shall we? Who is kind of feeling like right now, it's kind of feeling inevitable for me. It's kind of feeling very, very obvious that he's going to be the first signing. Can you guess who it is? Can you guess who it is? Who is it going to be? If for me, it feels very obvious that Jaka Bijol is going to be a Leeds United player. I think he's the one to come through the door first. I think it's obvious that Leeds are in conversation with him. I think it's even more obvious that he's keen on coming, which is great. Jaka Bijol, for me, could fit in a lot of top teams. Like him a lot. I mentioned Marseille right at the beginning. Maybe that was a little bit unrealistic, but apparently the fee is going to be between 12 to 15 million quid. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It's a good bit of business, that. Really, really good bit of business. But I think this one, as I said, he mentioned I'm researching this guy pretty much every single day now, every single hour. And he mentioned with Milan, there's a lot of rumours in Italy, which I thought was really interesting. He didn't make it a general comment. He just went, oh, yeah, there's always loads of rumours in Italy. And I was a bit like, oh, interesting how he's just specifically mentioned Italy there and not referenced to generally. He just went, oh yeah, there's always rumours in Italy. I was like, oh, okay. So I don't actually know if there's anything confirmed when it comes to Milan and Bijol, and there actually been an approach to Milan are constantly, it feels like anyway, they constantly have money issues. So that's interesting. But the 26-year-old, apparently, according to reports again this morning, is getting very close to Leeds United. So I just think it's a really, really good signing. Really good signing. Some of you guys reporting about Joseph right now. Apparently, Leeds agreeing a move. I don't know if it's actually agreed. It would be typical, wouldn't it? If it was on stream. Graham Bailey says Leeds have agreed an 8.5 million move for Matteo Joseph to Betis, and the player has been encouraging the move. So it's Graham Bailey, so you've got to take it with a pinch of salt. But there you go, everybody. Apparently, an agreement has been found and done. So he says here in that. I don't know much about Bijol, but he looks big, strong in the air, good in both boxes. He does, mate. He does. I think that's all tick, tick, tick with what you're saying. Jam says, hey, Jam. Hope we bring him in, buddy. Just seems a snip at the price as well. Just catching a live. I hope you had a good time in Italy, pal. Shout out to you, Jam. One of the OGs. How you doing, bud? From all the clips, Bijol doesn't like he stays on. Aaron, yeah, yeah, he's very committed, isn't he, in the tackle? Very, very committed in the tackle. But maybe it's partnering him with someone like Rodon that's going to be key. And I think that maybe Pascal sticking around as well. I mean, you're not going to get, I think, rapid centre backs are very difficult to find. You kind of just want, over a 5-yard period, a really good level of agility. But out and out speed merchants at centre back is quite rare to find. You just want a good stride, don't you? A long, big stride, and you want really good recovery. Really, really good recovery over a 5-yard spell, because centre backs don't get caught out that much when it comes to the ball in behind, really. I don't find anymore. I think football's turned into much more of a in front of defence, build up, try find the spaces and the half spaces just in front of them. I don't think really a lot of the clubs at the top level anymore have an out and out pace merchant up front, a small diminutive striker who's going to get between the centre backs and put the ball in the back of the net. So I think really a centre back just needs to be pacey over sort of a 4 to 5 yard span and just read the play really well. And that's what I'd say with Bijol. He reads the game well. And if you read the game well, you give yourself a little bit of an advantage. So yeah, now, I wanted to finish up on this guy, and I wanted you guys to let me know your thoughts. And I don't understand the rhetoric on this at all. We're going to do what we normally do, and we're going to let it marinate. We're going to let it marinate. Now, we've spoken about Diarra, we've spoken about Bijol, we've spoken about Petrovic, we've spoken about Pejao, we've spoken about all of them. And these are all nice names, aren't they? All really nice names. But one thing they lack is that Premier League caliber, isn't it? And I've mentioned several times that proven Premier League, it can't always just be proven Premier League because you can get ripped off. But 10 to 12 million quid wants to play minutes. Leeds United's aim is to finish 17th. It's not to finish 12th. It's not to finish 10th. It's not to have European pedigree. That is not the aim. And if that is the aim, then they're naive and deluded. Leeds' aim and where it's going to be like a Premier League title is finishing 17th. The year after that will be finishing 17th. It's going to be 2 years at 17th. That's going to be the aim. Similar to Brighton when they first came up. Remember, for about 3 or 4 years, they couldn't get above that 16th spot. Then it might be 16th. Then you're kind of looking at developing. I think for a team in and around the bottom of the table, having someone like Sean Longstaff, highly committed, barks orders, hell of a lot of Premier League games under his belt already, only 27, cannot get into a midfield of Tenali, Gamaresh, and Joe Linton. For 10 to 12 million quid, could Farker maybe refine a position for him? Could he become a little bit more box to box? We've seen that with McTominay, haven't we? I think there's not that much of a gap between them as profiles when you look at McTominay and Longstaff. Maybe that's why Man United were looking at Longstaff 2 or 3 years ago. I think this would be a really good signing. Really good signing. I like Longstaff. I really do. And I think he's just not got a position at Newcastle. And once again, drawing similarities with McTominay at Man United, could not find him a position. Can we find Sean Longstaff a position at Leeds United where he feels a little bit more at home and he can acclimatise to a role a little bit more? This will be interesting. This will be interesting. 10 to 12 million quid, though. 10 to 12 million quid. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because, and it's subjective, but I've seen, when I've been chilling out, I've been reading a lot of it, and there's a lot of, no, he's not good enough. He ain't good enough. Why is he not like, who do we think we are, guys? That's my question. Who do we think we are? We've had 3 years in the Premier League. 3 years in the Premier League in the best part of 20 years. It can't all be, for me, it cannot all be your Diarras. It can't all be these players that you've never heard of, but then we see YouTube compilations and we think, oh, that's better than what's in the Premier League now. We've got to be right. And the difference with Longstaff, with other players, when we're looking at Premier League proven players, is you look at someone like Souček, for me, who's going to be on the decline, 30 years of age, is I think nowhere near as good on the ball as someone like Longstaff. I think Longstaff is a better ball carrier. I think he's a better distributor than Souček. And you kind of look at someone like Souček and Longstaff in the same conversation because they're probably going to cost a similar amount of money. I don't think Longstaff's on the decline at 27. I think if anything, he could be on the incline if we get a nice position for him. You've got to fill your squad up with players like this as well, everybody. And this, you kind of look at this as a signing and you think, yeah, not bad experience at all. The level he's been playing at. I like it. I do really, really like it. And I think maybe I understand it. I always say it's subjective on here. It doesn't mean I have to agree with you guys, but I'll be respectful with your opinion if you come on here and I agree with you. But I think maybe the expectations of some Leeds fans who think it should be every signing has to, and we've mentioned it being 10 out of 10, but why could this signing not be 10 out of 10? If he was called Longstaffinio, you'd be thinking brilliant. Or if he was called Long Aldo, everyone would be like, yeah, yeah. Sean Longstaff, I think it'd be a really nice addition. A really nice addition for the amount of money. Gaz says, Connor, did you see Trey Hume versus Iceland the other night? Boy loves a tackle. Yeah, mate, he would. He's definitely getting sent off in the Premier League, though. The reason behind it is because he makes big tackles and they're good tackles, but it doesn't matter in the Premier League through a good tackle. It really doesn't. It depends on the force for a lot of it. He's 100% getting sent off this season, maybe a couple of times. I like it, Prem Legs, when he plays in Milner-type players, workhorses. Longstaff has 7 years Prem experience and Champions League experience. We are a newly promoted team. Like if we got someone like Bijol in, right? If we got Bijol in and then the next signing was Longstaff, I'd be well happy with that. I would be happy with that. Newly promoted team is a good option. Everyone's saying get it done. Get it done. Okay, fair. There's a lot of you guys who are saying get him in. Interesting. Jay says, lads, tons of experience and one hell of an engine. 100%. 100%. Let's see. If we finish 17th with Farke, he will be gone. If Farke gets us to 17th, he's done an unbelievable job, mate. He's done an unbelievable job. Good investment workhorse and continue building. Yeah, 100%. Great business. Great business. Yeah. Willock as well. Yeah. Only thing on Longstaff is wages. He's currently on 50K a week. I right. Yeah. All good, mate. All good. KG hates him. Why? I don't. I'd be interested. I would be interested. To be fair, I'd be interested to hear who KG's sort of Prem edition would be actually, because we've got to fill that squad up with rotation Premier League options. I think. I don't like Longstaff. He's a bit of a James Milner without the adaptability. But for where we are, he will do. He won't have bozo moments and can hold the fort. I agree. I just think if you've got a lot of Premier League editions who we're hoping to be from the continent, we're hoping to be a little bit unknown. I don't see the problem in sticking a Longstaff in there. I don't see the problem with that. It's 10 to 12 million quid. It's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. And I understand the adaptability thing, but I think there's also immeasurables which Longstaff would bring to the club, I think, for me. Right, yeah, mate. I had a good one, mate. Thanks, pal. Really appreciate that. But yeah, guys, what we'll do is we'll leave it there for today. Anyway, I think we've spoken about everything. We haven't gone for an hour for ages, so we'll leave it there. Thank you for tuning in. We will be back tomorrow. How many people have we got in the building? How many concurrents have we got right now? I think it's going to be about eight. Is it about 800? It's 779 of you in the building, everybody. We've had 900 at one point in this stream. Thank you. I didn't expect any of you here for this one, to be honest. I didn't give you any notice. So thank you so much. Keep an eye on the channel, because what we're doing, guys, is a lot of the live streams are going to be scheduled, and they're going to be done sometimes on the day. So there might be a debrief of which it's like, oh, we didn't expect that from Connor. And that might be tonight, for example. I'm still trying to work things out, but I'm still trying to figure out how this would work and what topics we would have if we went on the debrief tonight. But it's going to be stuff like this in the off season. What I can guarantee you is consistent rumor wraps and consistent rumor mills. Okay, on the second channel, we've got some live shows coming from you for you soon as well. So keep an eye on those, everybody. Smash a like and subscribe. Shout out to you, Danny, always in here, buddy. But yeah, really interested to hear what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below. Let me know as well what you want to talk about tomorrow. Okay, be respectful in the chat. You know, if you disagree with people, that's absolutely fine. This is the room mill, not the confirmation consolidation mill. It's been an absolute pleasure, everybody. Make sure you're over on that YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribing as well. As I said, slap that notification bell on. If you don't, you won't get told that I'm uploading things maybe on spontaneous moments. So make sure you do that. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Mine has been Conor McGilligan. Check out the second channel as well. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'll see you in a bit.